Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to talk about writer's block. Yay! Everybody's most favorite thing in the world. But before I get into my 3 ways of defeating writer's block, I just want to clarify that when I talk about writer's block, I'm not talking about procrastination or not finding time to write every day. Those, I believe, are 2 different things that can contribute to writer's block but aren't directly related. When I'm talking about writer's block, I'm talking about when you're sitting right in front of the computer screen or the notebook or whatever your writing medium of choice is, and you're just hating your brain because it's not coming up with ideas and you feel totally stuck. So, that being said, these are my 3 ways of overcoming writer's block that will hopefully help you overcome writer's block too. Tip number 1, if you're sitting in front of the screen or writing medium of choice and you can't think of anything to write, what you need to go do is plan. And I know that probably sounds absolutely terrifying to you pantsers out there, but here's the thing, is I used to be a pantser too, and I used to think like, oh, I could never outline or I could never plan my novel because that takes away from the magic of writing, like those creative moments of inspiration, all that stuff. I just realized that plotters are really pantsers. They're just pantsing at the beginning of the novel before they've written it. So if you feel like you're betraying your pantserness by planning, don't. A huge cause of writer's block for a lot of writers is when you haven't planned out your scene enough or you don't know where your story is going. So the cure to this is to start planning some stuff. Normally, even if you're a pantser, you have these ideas of what you want to happen in your novel. So write those ideas down and then just have a brain session. Figure out how do you get from point A to point B. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be even a complete story form. It can be rough sentences. If you draw pictures, draw pictures. Just figure it out, plan it out in your head. And once you have a plan, it'll help you a lot when you're sitting down because you'll know where your entire story is going. So why have writer's block, right? My second tip for overcoming writer's block is to set your writing priorities. And by this, I mean do some soul searching. So this is what helps me personally get over writer's block the most because it's what I have struggled with the most in the past. It's really defining how much you want to write this book. A lot of times people get writer's block because whether it's a conscious or a subconscious thing, we don't want to write down something bad. We don't want to portray our ideas inaccurately. We want it to be like how it is in our head. We want it to come out on the paper just perfectly beautiful and all that. But that doesn't happen when you start writing, especially when you're first writing. It won't happen like that. So in those moments when you're kind of just feeling like you know what's gonna happen next, but you just don't quite want to write it, you need to figure out if your desire to write the book is bigger than your desire to write garbage. Because you are most definitely going to be writing garbage, but you'll be writing. You have to decide what's more important to you. For me personally, I came to the point where I was like, writing garbage is way more important than not writing at all, because if I don't write, I'm not a happy person. You have to realize that when you have writer's block, there's nothing really blocking you except for you. You are standing in your own way. Your thoughts are standing in your way, and once you can kind of take hold of those thoughts and prioritize them, sort them out, it becomes a lot easier to get out of your own way and start writing the book that you want to write, or whatever else it is that you want to write. And my third tip for overcoming writer's block is to talk to a writing buddy. There have been a lot of times when either planning in the planning stage or even in the rough draft stage where I encounter this problem in my story and I won't be afraid to write garbage. I'll have the scene kind of planned out but not fully because it feels like there's this problem that I just can't quite figure out with the plot. And sometimes you just need to talk it out with someone. I think this verbal expression of language really helps with that. Sometimes it can really help when you have an outside perspective looking in on your story that will help you figure out the details and bring things to light that you either glossed over or didn't notice before. It's really nice just to be able to talk about your problems in your story with another writer who understands these sorts of things and can give you a new perspective. I am a firm believer in creativity breeding creativity, whether that's through making yourself sit down and write every day or talking to another sort of creative person. When you are immersing yourself in other types of creativity, it will spark your brain and get it working a little bit better. So if you can't figure out what to write next, I highly recommend talking to another writer buddy, because those guys are the best. The writer buddies are the best buddies. If you have any tips that you like to use in defeating writer's block, go ahead and leave them down in the comments, because it's really nice when we can talk about writer things. So, you know, maybe you have something that really helped you overcome writer's block that I didn't mention, and it would be great to hear what that is, because we all get stuck sometimes and we all need help. That's all I have for today. Before I do my outro, I would like to make a little announcement. So on my website, I am going to start doing monthly newsletters with little sneak peeks and tidbits about my book that I'm writing. So if you would like to get insider information on my book and what I'm doing with that, then I would be ever so grateful if you went to my website, www.alyssamarkins.com, and you sign up for my email list. I hope to create my first newsletter, I think, either by Saturday. If not Saturday, then for sure on the 31st, or maybe the 30th. It's gonna come out by the end of the week. So if you're interested in that sort of thing and you want like extra writer tips and just, you know, fun things, then go ahead and subscribe to my email list and we can keep in touch that way. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and click the like button, and if you would like to receive weekly updates on how to start, write, and publish your novel, go ahead and subscribe. I post new videos every Friday. If you have any questions for me, you can leave them down in the comments below or find me on one of my social media links listed in the description. Thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, bye!